you can just play with that. If you don't like what you've created, then you just hit your undo and go back to what you did like. Okay, just play with your flashing light. If you just want to have that like that and then you just wanted to add some lines to it, then you can do that as well, just by to make it more like a flashing light. Now you notice I'm left clicking, going out, coming back, going out, coming back, going out, coming back. I'm going to hit enter, escape. These are running stitches. I need to change them to yellow. I also need to make them before, and generate. Now we have a flashing light with some things coming out of it. Again, work out what you like. Okay, now the only thing we have to do now to blue. Now you will see that it extends over the top of that car area. So I will make sure I go to edit outline and create a void using existing area. Not what I wanted to do. Undo that. I actually wanted to cut this area out here. So what we're going to do is go back another step and zoom in. Again, edit outline, right click, create a void, drawing freely. Now I'm going to actually draw across where my line is there, enter, escape and generate. Now I have an area there that I can delete by with control delete. Check the back end of the car. It's looking fine, that's not a problem. Okay, I'm going to change the colour to blue. Now I have a car with a stripe along the side of it. I will use my freehand tool and come out here, left click, right click, right click, back a space, left click, and enter. Now I have what is going to be a flashing light. Edit outline, create a void using existing area, and generate. We will turn the flashing light to red, or maybe even yellow. If you don't quite like the shape that you've done here, if you think it's a little bit rough because we are ad-libbing here, then you just adjust with an arc to make it nice and easy for those that like a nice even light. It's auto judged. We can change that to a complex fill. We can change the direction of that if we want by just using this direction arrow. I can hit my space bar. I can select a pattern that is just a random type pattern. I'm just hitting the random button till I get something that I like. I can save it if I want to save it for future use, or just click OK, apply and generate. Now I have a nice little light on top of that. You may want to make it look more like a flashing light. If you want to do that, you can do that also. This time we will change it to a radial. I'll move it down here and I'm going to hit my space bar, use feather, enable feather, enable pattern, and you can select a spiky type pattern, 8.1 or a 6.1, and click OK, apply. Now we have more of a flashing light. This is purely your choice, but you can just play with that. If you don't like what you've created, then you just hit your undo and go back to what you did like. Okay, just play with your flashing light. If you just want to have that like that and then you just wanted to add some lines to it, then you can do that as well, just by make it more like a flashing light. Now you notice I'm left clicking, going out, coming back, going out, coming back, going out, coming back. I'm going to hit enter, escape. These are running stitches. I need to change them to yellow. I also need to make them before, and generate. Now we have a flashing light with some things coming out of it. Again, work out what you like. Work out what you like. Okay, now the only thing we have to do now is the light could actually go first, so I can actually move that to the top and generate. The next part of the design then would be your window. So you can, where that is coming from the out, make a running stitch. From there, move it around the edge until you get to the end point of your window. Escape, generate. You might want to change that to the window color so that it won't show up as much underneath the white. Hit your space bar and remove your tie off, tie in, sorry, not your tie off. Okay, we will go back a step because I've stuffed up again. We go back, we want to tie in and not a tie off. See, these mistakes are so easy to do, as you can see I'm doing them, but they're also so easy to correct. Can't even get my mouth working today, ladies. Okay, now we have a light in whatever form you want to do that light. We have a running stitch down to our first window, running stitch to the second window, and down to the tires, etc. We finished the last tire and we've added the actual part of the car. Now we need to select that part of the car and we need to right click, create a void using existing area to make a hole for your stripe. Generate. Now your car will be in two parts. I would prefer the bottom part to stitch first, which I have. Then I want the second part. Now, where that is an out stitch, we also have an in stitch. So I'm going to just move that in stitch to here. And I am going to run a running stitch from the out stitch across to where I had the end stitch. Enter, escape, in, out, white, space, turn off, apply, OK, and move that. You can just drag it up into place. So now we have the bottom of the car, we have the running stitch, and we have the top part of the car. It finishes there. Now I need to move the stripe up the car and to make sure that the in part of the stripe is where the out part of the car is, and generate. Okay, now I'm just going to do the in and out of the sign, the white area, the red area of the sign, bring my out point down here, then the white part of the sign, make sure my in is in the right place, and I'm going to bring my out point down there as well. Then I have my 60. All you need to do now is save the design. Hi, once you've saved the design, what you can do then is if you actually grab all those areas of that sign and copy, open a new window and paste, and you'll see that it's come in all the different parts of the design. Just merge that together, move it into the center, select it all, and then go to Accessories, Building Blocks, and save it in your Building Blocks folder. That way the next time you want a design that's got a speed sign in it, you could use that. Okay, I'm just going to close that window. Once you've done that, just close the window again. And you could do the same thing as well with the car or the tyres or any part of that design that you want to save. Now I've also, in my building blocks folder, and I'm going to open my building blocks folder and go into my A1 folder, I have some grass that I'd already made. And I'm going to say OK. Now you can see I've actually got some grass there that I could use with my sign. It's very easy to make that type of grass. It's just using your fill tool, your manual punch tool, using the radial fill as I showed you for that light. Okay, so now we actually have a design and we have some grass around the signpost. Now if I select that and right click and create a void using existing area, I'll use the grass, and that will actually cut away the back part of the post for your sign. All you need to do now is to move your in and out points again if necessary, change colours to whatever colours that you want to use. If you have a star, you could put a star in there to make it into a police car or sheriff's car, or put a name on it, or do whatever you want to it. Okay, I hope you have fun.